Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks Futures and Forex Market Preview for the week beginning Sunday, July 23rd, ending Friday, July 28th, 2023, as we head out of the main month of summer, which is usually slow and obviously has been. Here's the dollar index. Moved down this week, new lows on the dollar. The pound dollar also moved down, though, which is interesting. Meanwhile, the euro dollar kind of has separated itself from what the dollar index is. Usually it's the inverse of the dollar index. Now we're seeing a bit of variation there, which is interesting. So we had a cup and handle type breakout, and now we've pulled back to retest the highs of that. We've got the pound yen hanging near highs, essentially. On the stock market side, here's the ES broad market futures contract. This is the daily chart. We had a 13 seeker sell signal this week on the broad market. So far, that's been the high. Target for that would be the 41.89 static risk line if it plays out. So we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, the SP cash, we had that 13 sell signal just at the end of the week before. So they're both got sell signals. They're not always identical charts. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. NASDAQ 100, on the other hand, had a 13 sell signal, flattened out for it for a bit, but never went down. Trying to roll over a bit here now. Russell 2000 now near the highs. It was kind of middling for quite a while. Crude oil, 75.35 to close out the week. It was up this week, obviously, but basically, if you look at it over the last 8 months or so, we've been stuck between about 64 and 8, or 66 and 84, and dead in the middle of that range right now. Gold pretty flat most of the week, except for the first day, where it moved up just a bit. In terms of Bitcoin, I'm sitting at 29,886, currently trading just around that 30,000 mark. It's been there now for a month and a half. TLT, the bond ETF, 20-year bond ETF, pretty flat this week as well, at kind of mid-range for the last 8 months. The VIX closes at 1362. That's obviously near the lows. A lot of complacency, summer complacency. Advanced decline ratio on the New York was pretty flat on Friday for options expiration. It was all over the place during the week. The trend closes at 0.65, puts the 10-day moving average at 0.98, which is not under that 0.85 level that we like to look for a sell in the market, but we could get there pretty quick by dropping off a couple of these numbers, higher numbers that are back about 10 days ago. So we'll see if that can get under 0.85 this week. It's important to keep an eye on at all times. The ES 5-minute charts, you can see the whole week. Kind of opened up a little bit on Monday, filled the gap and drifted lower. That was the low of the week. Opened flat on Tuesday, drifted back up, and basically was at that point even for the week. Wednesday was another flat opening, and then this was the up day. Thursday gapped up a little bit, eventually filled and closed just above where it came the day before. And Friday, a flat opening, and kind of worked its way down, and that's all she wrote. That's all we got. So not exactly super exciting week. We closed mid-range for the week, and we were only up a little bit. NASDAQ 100, same chart, 5 minutes, and not much there. In terms of some of the key stocks that we like to watch, Apple was down $1.08 on Friday. Amazon, up pretty close to down a little, pretty close to unchanged actually. Meta was down $8.52. Again, Meta's been strong and finally showing some signs of weakness. Google up 97 cents, but off the highs this week. Goldman Sachs, new 4-month highs, was up 65 cents. Netflix down $13.52 after gapping down the day before. So Netflix took a hit here, over 50 points in the last 2 days. Tesla also gapped down on Thursday and went lower. Nvidia has rolled over a bit, and Zoom is sitting where it's sitting. So that's that. In terms of key economic data coming out this week, let's take a look. So you've got, here in the U.S. anyways, let's focus on that. Flash manufacturing and services PMI numbers at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday. Housing price index at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, along with the CB consumer confidence and the Richmond manufacturing index at 10. New home sales at 10 on Wednesday. Crude oil inventory at 10:30 on Wednesday. We do have a 2-day Fed meeting this week. There is still an expectation that they might raise rates a quarter point, and this might be it, but we'll see. Again, 2 o'clock is the announcement, 2:30 is the press conference. Especially in the summer, that might slow us down Also, everybody's going to be really curious to actually hear them say that they expect that that's the end. Also, we'll be curious to see what their comments are about a potential recession back end of this year. The first look at GDP, they call the advanced GDP, is on Thursday at 8:30 a.m. That's the first one. That's always the big look. The market is affected by that one and not the revisions. Then we've got initial and continuing jobless claims at the same time, durable goods and goods trade balance and preliminary wholesale inventories all at 8:30 a.m. on Thursday. Pending home sales at 10, natty gas at 10:30. And then on Friday, we've got the employment cost index and personal income and spending an hour before the bell, and the University of Michigan revised number at 10 a.m. Eastern time to wrap up the month. Monday next week, the week after, is still July, and then we move into August. So the statements will print the following Monday. It's not a quarterly print, and that's that. We'll see what we get. Charts, as usual, brought to you by NinjaTrader. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week.